Hey, good morning, everyone. Tractorman 44 here. Hey, you know, sometimes you kind of get called upon to kind of help out, you know, a neighbor or something like that. Today's no exception. I've got a little old lady friend in town. I think she's 78, 79 years old, something like that. Her husband just passed during COVID, and she's trying to sell her property. And she's got Johnson grass that's literally over my head high on this monstrously steep hillside. And she's putting her house up for sale. And the realtor told her that before they take the pictures, they want this stuff cut down. Couldn't find anybody that had the wherewithal or the machinery or whatever to get in and do it. So she called me, we were talking about it, and I said, well, you know, I think maybe I can do it a little bit. Won't be perfect, but I at least get some of it down. Now, this is a very uncomfortable angle for me to step on. It's probably close to 40, 45 degrees. And you can see I've got this much kind of cleared down. I've got about 35 feet, maybe 40 foot. And I've got another 30 foot to go of that Johnson grass. And I got it down here in a pile right next to this little wash area. That's actually a city sewer drain, not sewer, but storm drain. Tell you what I'm using. I stopped by my much older brother's house because I couldn't locate my scythe. I had put it up when my kids were little, and it's gotten covered up, and I couldn't find it this morning very easily. So I stopped by the much older brothers and picked up this one here, which happened to be our great-grandfather's mowing scythe. It's well over 100 years old with hand-whittled handles on it down here. You can see that right out of a branch off of a tree, and also this little stub up here at the top. And also this looks like a piece of sawmill lumber that they actually kind of used a spoke shave or something and shaved down in order to make the handle and fit right into the scythe head. Well, I had about a 15-minute start. If you take a look right there, you see a fresh weld right next to several old welds. Yep, I snapped it off right there. This Johnson grass is hellacious for cutting. You're swinging, you're coming into contact with those 1/4-inch stems by the hundreds, literally with every swing. That puts a lot of strain on this old scythe. Now, I brought along with me my old manure fork. That's from old man, or from my dad. This is one of the typical handles that he would put in. And I can always tell my dad's handles because they're completely soaked and saturated with oil. Now, a lot of guys would just call this a pitchfork, but it's not a true pitchfork. This one here obviously has 6 tines, and that's specifically for manure. Impacted cow manure that's packed in with your straw and other bedding and everything. A typical pitchfork has got three tines. The reason the pitchfork will only have 3 tines on it, if you go poking that pitchfork deep into a big old pile of loose hay, or in this case, big old stack of loose Johnson grass, the pitchfork will clear very easy because of the shape of the tines and the fact that there's only 3. A manure fork, you'd literally have to fight it. But it's what was handy right there by the shed, so that's why I brought the manure fork today. Because that hillside is so steep, I got to keep that cleared off, or every time I step on it, I go to slipping and sliding. Also, because there's so many rocks on this hillside kind of hold it from washing, I'm having to cut pretty high because I don't want to hit that blade too many times with the rocks. I'm still hitting them pretty often, but it's not like it is if I was trying to cut, 4 inches off the ground. Well, guys, got the whole hillside cleaned off. Has a pretty good pile of Johnson grass there, all the way down here and down this side of the house about 40 feet too. So I got it stacked right here. It's about 10 foot diameter and about 5 foot high, thereabouts. Pretty good pile. I went home and picked up my son's weed eater, and I'm gonna try to knock a little bit of what's left on that hillside off with the weed eater. Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna make a video. Didn't know if I was gonna get the chance or not. Didn't bring the tripod or anything. So I had to rely on just setting the phone on a piece of fence, and that didn't work very good at all. And then, of all things, I completely filled up my iPhone. Can you imagine that? And then I got to looking, and I got almost the same amount of videos as I have pictures. I have 4,500 videos and roughly 4,500 pictures. So I sat there in the shade a little bit ago and deleted a bunch of old videos just so I could finish up this little one right here. So, hey, that's about all there is to this one. This is Tractorman 44. I'm out of here, guys.